Hello and welcome. I am Annemie and this, as you can see, is Mad Max, the game. So I'm a little bit of a way into the game. I want to show you a little bit about what it's about, I guess, and then you can decide for yourselves if you want to play it. So let's just jump right in. So Warner Brothers are somewhat notorious for their PC versions, but I've not encountered any real issues with the porting. I'm not necessarily, if it's playable, if it feels good to me, then I'm fine. So this here is one of your little strongholds where you can build little projects. So I've got one that can be completed, so I might go and do that. I've got some water storage. Where's the bloomin' oil? Well, so firstly, it looks pretty good. It looks Mad Max. I feel almost ashamed to say this, but I didn't like the Mad Max Fury Road film. I thought it was kind of boring. But this game's alright. I'm enjoying this game well enough. We're just going to go around doing some non-spoilery, sort of side mission-y things, clear some strongholds, find some balloon things. Cool. The manual opus is your car, by the way, your main car. So, this is the map. As you can see, I've unlocked about half of it. I've cleared this little quarter down here. And I'm working on this section here. You'll see it's filled with various areas to go with different scavenging locations that have scrap and history relics, which, to the best of my knowledge, don't really do anything except for completion and maybe give a little bit of sort of background lore and so on. But what we're going to do is we're going to head over to this Vantage Outpost, which I haven't actually cleared yet, and I'm going to fast travel to my car to do that. Those Vantage Outposts both let you scout the wilderness for more things to do, to clear and so on. And they also are your fast travel points, so they are very much your Ubisoft towers. Very much in the sort of style of Assassin's Creed. So this is your car. When you first get it, it doesn't feel that fun to drive. It's still not the greatest driving experience. And there's very much an issue of when you're on the roads, you drive relatively quickly. But when you're off the roads, you very much start getting bogged down, as you see here. Which, again, is realistic, but this game is not about realism on the whole. Okay. We'll get to see some of the car combat going on. So, what you got is you got a shotgun and a harpoon. You can unlock more guns later on. Oh, Lerminel. Oh, I think I accidentally destroyed them. Well then. That wasn't what I was going to try and show you, but oh well. Let's scavenge the loot from this car. Loot, the scrap very much helps you upgrade your car, as you might imagine. And you've got your little road monkey here, who will repair your car and do other various things like fire your harpoon gun. As is very much the style with car combat things, you have a reality-defying sideswipe, which allows you to just move to the side whenever you kind of want. Oh yeah, I remember why I didn't go ahead, because I don't think I can actually get through this bit yet. Well then, that was a bad place to decide to go. Have we got stuff? Let's go into a new faction area. Let's head over there. So yeah, you've got your physics-defying sideswipe, which allows you to do some damage, but it's generally better to shoot your enemies with something or other. it's a bit less risky that way. You got yourself a nice nitro boost. Yeah. I mean, I might try and find a camp to clear instead of going for one of the balloons, but oh, there's a camp. Let's actually go for that one. Just seeing lots of fast traveling here. Loading screens. If you want to see Mad Max's loading screens, you are in luck today, my friend. And the saving logo. It has a saving logo. 10 out of 10. Okay. But yeah, you can customize your car quite a lot, which is nice. You might see in the garage here, you've got a whole host of things, from armor and ramming grills, you know, your normal car things, to some nice aggressive rims. I'm currently saving up for these shredder rims because they are the top things. You can get a whole variety of spikes, hood ornaments if that's your thing. You see, I've got a nice one on the front and one on the back, and you know, you can just mix things up. Can unlock some nice body colors, get a nice lurid pink and blue color scheme. I think I prefer the black, to be honest, but we've got a decent amount of customization. It would be nice to see more colors, particularly more sort of custom mixes of colors, rather than just here you have this short selection of colors to choose from. Okay, so let's deal with this camp. To start with, you've got some defenses on the outside, which usually involve snipers and towers. Let's get rid of the snipers first. It's usually not too much of a hassle, this bit. Your cars usually... Ooh, there's a car coming up behind me. Let's pull its wheel off. Cars tend to be useless if they're missing a wheel. Strange that. Where actually is that last... Ah, over there, I think. Okay, let's grab that one down. That's most of the defense is gone. I mean, your car isn't that great at the sort of tight turning circle bits going on, but... Ah, there we go. Get rid of that. So that's the first bit. Harpoon required. Is this not a harpoon? Come on. I need to be further away. Huh. Yeah, it's a harpoon. My harpoon's fully upgraded. That is weird. Okay, well I can't seem to get inside the main entrance. There's usually a side entrance to these things. Let's have a hunt about, I guess. Or maybe go far enough away and come back and I'll suddenly be able to actually harpoon the bloomin' thing. Okay, come on. There's no other nasties near that car, are there? No. No, it doesn't seem to want to be harpooned. Well, let's take down this tower. There seems to possibly be a side path up there that might do the trick. Let's just try. Yeah, can destroy it. Can just ram into it. That'll do. It doesn't seem to be what the text says, but... There we go. Okay then, so this is a camp. You've got lots of things to pick up here. So there are 8 transfer tanks that need to be destroyed, and then optional, you can just loot the thing for everything that's about. So let's pick up this nice weapon. There are various things about that need to be taken care of. It uses a very Arkham style counter combat system. It's not as responsive as Arkham, So you can feel like you've pressed the button. Oh, see, I pressed the B button there. And it might not actually block for you, which can be frustrating. So yeah. See, I pressed the Y button there. Nothing happened. Sometimes you feel that it might just be because you're locked in an animation, which is fine, but I've also had it happen when not in an animation, which is a shame. The other thing that... Ooh, new legend rank. Yay! The other thing that I really want to mention about the combat is that the camera can sometimes be a bit too tightly focused on Max, so you're not actually seeing the things that are around, and it's... Yeah. The combat's serviceable. It's functional. It's not exciting. It's not Batman. It's not Shadow of Mordor. It's fine. Which is also kind of my feeling towards the car combat. It's not exciting. You're not coming across enemy vehicles and being, yes, finally there are some things for me to destroy. You're like, oh, or at least you might be different to me. I don't know. I was very much like, ugh. Well, let's harpoon off these guys' wheels. Oh, they're armored. I can't actually do that. Well, this is just going to be frustrating. But there's a lot of stuff to do in the game. And by that I mean there are lots... Oh, forgot to actually light it. Whoops. There are lots of things in this game for you to pick up, for you to clear. So if you really enjoy doing that sort of thing in an Assassin's Creed game, this game has you covered. It marks a lot of things on your map. You have to mark them with your binoculars from your high radio tower-like things. You can pick up some water here for healing. And there are some upgrades to various forts which will just start marking things on the map once you actually find them. Once you actually find the upgrade, not once you find the things. So yeah, it's... Is someone coming towards me? Oh yeah, history relic. Nice little child's drawing of an aeroplane. Mummy's away in the big plane. She kills the bad guys so we can be free. Hope she brings home some food. We're hungry. Rhonda, 4.5 years.
Things were getting rough all over. Not just in the killing zones.
Okay. Some more scrap to pick up. Are there... Ah, there's some enemies through there by the sounds of things. Let's just clear up in here. You very much, when you find scrap, you want to pick up the scrap. If you want to 100% the locations, if you're worried about those sorts of things. Is there a war cry in this area? No, that's good. Oh! Liminal! That's... Well, I'm doing terribly at this combat. Let's shatter the shield, because as in most of these games, shield bearers are really irritating, and you don't have anything like the Batman... I guess do they have shields in Batman? Yeah, they have shields in Batman. Or the Shadow of Mordor jumping over enemies in order to hit them in their back. Max is not that athletic. He's brutal, but he's not athletic. Okay, come on. Let's do that. So yeah, once you kill enough enemies, you'll also enter this Fury mode, which just lets you deal a bit more damage. It doesn't seem to be that qualitatively different, just a bit of a damage boost. It might have been nice if you could have had some Fury powers. I think I've unlocked, or he's had the ability to see most of the skills, even if I haven't bought them yet. And there doesn't seem to be anything that's like, yeah, while in Fury mode, you can unleash this massive AoE knockback attack or anything like that that might be useful to sort of just clear the area or so on. It's just, yeah, you do more damage, enemies might be a bit less likely to dodge you. So, some other things about this game. You might notice that lots of things say, this button, hold it to do a thing. It's largely A, but you can't just press the button, which is frustrating in the early parts of the game. You end up getting used to it, but it makes everything feel a bit slower than maybe it ought to. Is there a fuel tank? Oh, need to shoot that. Shoot that. That's another one of those 100% completion things for these areas. You need to get rid of all of those insignia. Oh, those are... well, too late now. You need to get rid of all of those insignias, and they can be hidden in some rather obtuse places, shall we say. There was a tank around here somewhere. I literally just saw it. There we go. They do respawn, so if you throw them away, they will come back. And at the start of the game, you will need these to fuel up your car, which seems like it would be somewhat worrisome. But I don't think I ever ran out of fuel in my Magnum Opus. Ooh, yay, that was the last one. Yay! Now we've dismantled it, we'll get more scrap from these camps. Oh, I'm just missing an insignia. So let's go and hunt for that. If you are someone who likes 100%ing areas, and to be honest, if you're not one of those people who likes collectathons, I would probably say that there are other open world games with better combat, with better driving, than I would recommend above this. But if you are one of those 100% completion people, this game can be frustrating, because there is a lot of running back and forth in the levels in order to actually find these blooming insignia. There was an area near the beginning that I'd not actually gone into yet, I think. At least previously you could use photo mode. So this game does have a capture mode in order to zoom around the area, but they seem to have actually in the last week or so, I think. Because I was able to do this a bit more a week ago. You could zoom around much further, but they seem to have restricted how much you can do that, so you can't actually just zoom around and try to find all the collectibles with the camera now, which is a shame. Okay, where am I going? Oh, nope, that's where I was before. I think the area I was thinking of is back in this direction. And some of the camps can be pretty big, and particularly if you've got lots of ladders, it can get frustrating to actually try and find everything that's there. Oh, okay, that was just the secret way in. I thought it might have been. That's why I didn't go down there first time. So yeah, every camp has an obvious way in through a door, or every camp that I found has an obvious way in through the door, and a slightly more hidden way through if you don't fancy taking on the front defenses, or if you can't find the way to disable the sort of flame jets up at the front. You can try and find a nice little secret way in, which is nice. It's nice that it gives a little bit of choice. This is very much not a play how you want sort of game. There seems to be a limited amount of stealth in the game, in that if you come up to somebody and they don't know you're there, I think you can do sort of a maybe one-hit kill on them, but as soon as you do that, everyone else knows where you are, so that ends pretty quickly. And there's also definitely no stealth mode. something else that would have been nice for this game is a bit more ability to customize the controller mapping. In that some of the things are put on weird buttons. So for instance, jumping on a controller is the left trigger. That's weird. Running is on the right trigger. You can, once you've aimed with your left bumper, you can fire with the right trigger. But that also defaults to the B button. I've switched around, you can switch around the dodge and the shoot buttons. So I've now got shoot on L1 and dodge on B, which makes a bit more sense. But it would have been nice to have a bit more... Let's say that. Yeah, just bring me back to the central area. I've got no idea where this last insignia is. But it would have been nice to have a bit more control over your controller mapping, and there's no real reason why you shouldn't let players have that. Or at least not that I can see, unless you particularly want to make players uncomfortable about your choices of button mapping, and this doesn't seem like that pretentious and artsy a game to do that. The one thing I will suggest if you end up getting this game, spend your first scrap on the crowbar. It just unlocks some crates for you to open and get more scrap, and otherwise you're left with just some unopenable containers, which is just frustrating. I don't really know why they put that in there and let you get the crowbar immediately. It feels like that's the sort of thing where they want you to come back to a location to clear it, and that the item for doing so would be locked behind some form of story thing. But no, it's just pay, I think it's like 600 scrap or something like that. Where on earth is this last insignia? I swear I've run around the camp multiple times. Is that it on that? I don't think that's it. Let's have a look around. But yeah, you've seen here a lot of what Mad Max has to offer. The plot is not the reason why I played this game, and oh yeah, it is up there. And I struggle to see why people would play this for the plot. But if you really like the world of Mad Max, maybe you'd enjoy this. It's got some Australian accents, a lot of American accents as well, but it's the apocalypse, so all sorts of weird things could have happened. Although, speaking of Australia, I'm going to talk about this more in my Eurotruck soliloquy, which I do every Tuesday, but I just want to say a quick, yay, same-sex marriage has been legalised. And on that note, I think I'm going to leave you. If this looks like the sort of thing you'd enjoy, it's a good port. Check it out. If it doesn't, then don't get it, I guess. If you enjoyed this video, please... Whoops. Please give it a like. Can't drive backwards. I've been playing so much Eurotruck Simulator, and yet the backwards driving here is just confusing me. So yeah, if you've enjoyed this, please give the video a like. If you want to see more of this sort of content, please do subscribe to my channel. That will give me more opportunity to make more of this sort of thing. And I hope that you have a lovely rest of your day. Goodbye!